Hi there, and welcome to the Experience Podcast. My name is Dennis, and welcome. If you're new here, make sure that you comment, subscribe, like on this video, and also make sure that you check out the description as there are lots of events for transformation. And I'm honored and grateful to have Neal here with me today, and take it away.
Hey, my name is Neal. Welcome. If you're new here, tap that subscribe button. If you've already been subscribed, thank you for your ongoing subscription. I am a multi-dimensional infinite being expressing through a human body, and I assist conscious people in their 20s exit the matrix and be with their soul family. And the matrix is the matrix of bullshit, belief systems. It's the matrix of perceptions. It's the matrix of programming. All these things, when you let go of them, you find out what's left when that isn't there, which is your authentic expression. It's the true you. And that is what you see outside of you when you tap into the true you inside of you. And so long as you're tapped into a program inside of you, what you're going to see is that program outside of you, because whatever is happening internally is reflected outside of us externally. And it is easily demonstrated by the programs that we play out. One program, literally, is a program of thinking that the physical body is us and that we are the physical body. And then when the physical body dies, we die. That's a lie. The truth is we're spirit emanating through form. And when the physical body dies, the spirit continues. But when we're in this program of the physical body being us, then we live our life thinking we are this physical body, and we take actions from that, and we attract circumstances and have conversations as if we were the physical body, and it being a lie the whole time. And when we let go of that lie, when we let go of that perception, when we acknowledge that we are spirit coming through a human vessel, then what we start to see is spirit coming through human vessels. We start to see spirit coming through plants. We start to see spirit in the earth, because we can see it in us, so we can see it outside of us.
As within, so without. And so actually, I'm going to rephrase that: as without, so within. Because if I am saying that, for example, I'm going to use Neal. I'm like, hey, Neal, you're eating this watermelon that's green, and I'm convinced that that watermelon is green, and I'm standing fully to that belief that that watermelon is green. And I'm judging him because he says that it's red. I am being arrogant. I'm putting myself on the throne of God. I'm judging whether or not that watermelon is green or red. And actually, I'm being arrogant in saying that the watermelon is anything than it is. And I'm also being judgmental because I am in a conversation with Neal where internally I'm judging him for eating a green watermelon when in fact it may be a possibility that it's red. So rather than pointing the fingers at him of eating a possible green watermelon, looking at myself of where is that belief that watermelons are green? And where in my life have I picked up that belief of watermelons are green on the inside? So it's a matter of anytime that we see something outside of ourselves, it's about being 100% responsible for everything in our life. And that, what I'm saying, is everything. Being responsible for the past, leading up to the present moment. Because only when we deal with the things that are in the past, and most of the time we're living in the past, if we have trauma that is unhealed. So when we go back and we actually take 100% responsibility and we clean up those things from the past, um, only then can we be in the present of the present of the present. And that is exactly what I'm here for, is to assist you in clearing this vessel so that you can be in a state of peace, love, and joy and be in the present of the present. And that's also why Neal, I believe, in the beginning of the call, he said that he assists people exiting from the matrix into the new earth. That's also why he's here. And so if you're interested in cleaning this vessel and being open to the present of the present, make sure that you reach out to us. In the description, you will have our contact information. Make sure you reach out to us, and we'll uh, assist in bringing clarity to the miracles that are all around us in every moment.
Yeah, when you when you have that belief system, when you have that program and that perception, it's the reason the watermelon looks green is because you have on the green program that's been indoctrinated into you, and so then most of the things you're looking at are green, but definitely when you look at watermelon, it's because you got the green glasses on. But you got to take those glasses off, which is letting go of the program, and then get on a program that is a program of sweetness. So now you got the sweetness and the red glasses on, and now the watermelon looks sweet and red because you've changed the program, and because you've changed the program inside of you. What you see outside of you is literally changes the moment that it changes inside of you. And this is reflected all around us, and especially in nature. And in nature, there's a transmutation process that occurs where you can use another plant to grow a plant. And you can see that happen, that when a decomposed plant goes into a new plant as nutrition, that plant just boosts in nutrition. And it is, in this case, it's from the inside. It's getting all this nutrition, all this vitality. And once it has that on the inside, it's just like emanating it in its leaves and in its bark and in its growth rate. And it happened inside of the plant or inside of the tree, but it's easily visible to an eye that can recognize a nutritious plant. And so if it's inside of us, we're going to see it outside of us. So, and you spoke to, if it's outside of us, it's because it's inside of us. So you can change what's inside, but if you don't know what's inside, you can literally just take a look around outside and say, hey, what is in my immediate environment right now? And whatever's in my immediate environment right now is because that is generating a feeling inside of me. And that feeling that's being generated inside of me is a feeling that in the past I've been comfortable with, which is why I created this exact environment to generate that feeling. And so if I choose to experience a different environment or a different feeling or have a different experience, what's required is going and looking at that feeling that you experience by first looking outside of you. So, all right, here's what's happening. And now from what's happening, I get a feeling. From this specific environment I'm in, what I'm getting is a feeling of being observed. I'm getting a feeling of And the feeling of being observed is like a feeling of needing to show up. So like showing up at my highest, showing up at my full potential. So like my ass is on the line right now. That's the feeling I have, and I'm grateful that my ass is on the line. And I also feel forward momentum. Like there's growth happening right now, and so that's what I'm feeling. And so if I don't want to have those feelings, if I don't want to feel those things in the future, it's essential for me to transmute them in the moment. But in this case, I'm actually all right feeling gratitude. I'm all right feeling like my ass is on the line. Um, and because the ass on the line is a feeling of responsibility as well. And so because I'm all right feeling these things, there's like nothing for me to per se transmute with those feelings specifically. And were I to look at my environment and they bring up a feeling of insecurity, or they bring up a feeling of anger, or my environment brings a feeling of um, being small or being less than, if the environment that I'm looking at brings that up, I've actually got something to work with, unless I would like to experience those things in the future, and then I just can just keep on doing exactly what I'm doing, and then I'll just replay out new scenarios that will produce that feeling inside of me. And so if you want to know what's going on inside of you, you can look outside of you, and it'll only speak. What you're going to observe by looking outside of you is you're going to observe the feeling inside of you, and additionally observe that you, for some reason or the other, are comfortable with that feeling, and you know you're comfortable with it even if it's a shitty feeling, if it's showing up.
So
Like with looking outside of you, it's like you're not like pinpointing like your thoughts. It's not like, and I think you can. There's an element where you can pinpoint your thoughts, but mainly by looking outside of you, you're pinpointing a feeling, because it's really not about the thoughts. It's only ever is about the feeling. The and then there's another layer where it goes beyond the feelings, and then it's only about God. But most, before humans get to it's only about and from God, they go through a phase of it's about and from feeling, and everything is done for feeling specifically. That's the mass majority of the collective humanity. Is they're in a, I'm going to do this because once this thing happens, I'm going to feel this way, and that therefore I need to do this thing to feel this way, which is doing it for something. It's consumerism rather than coming from your full power as a creator, a manifester, as a child of God the Father.
So if I look at my life and I'm doing anything for, um, then I have to, then I ask myself the question of where I am not whole and complete. Where am I not seeing myself as a child of God? Where am I not seeing myself as a king? And if you're a female, where are you not seeing yourself as a queen? So then those are areas for me to get responsible on, of where I'm not being whole and complete in my way of being, in my way of showing up in the world. So there's peace, love, and joy is not out there. It's never anywhere. It's not getting it from someone or from something. It's literally from within, like Neal was saying. Um, so being 100% responsible, like that's key.
And if you're not responsible, you're gonna look outside of yourself and blame. You're gonna say that fucking dumbass just did that thing, and the only reason you blame is because you're not being responsible for the feeling that's being generated inside of you. And I got an example of this right before the podcast. I was communicating to Dennis, so he's setting up the video, and I'm like, dude, like, it's It's like past 3. We committed to starting at 3, and I'm looking at the computer clock, and we're like having a conversation. It's mostly a one-sided conversation because Dennis isn't responding that much, but then he does respond, and it turns out that the actual time we actually started on 3 o'clock on the dot, like on the money, precisely. And so I was seeing this in Dennis because of being hard on myself for being in integrity. I was being hard on myself and taking it out on Dennis, and the being hard on myself was to show up as how I want to show up, which I thought I wasn't doing, which was why I was feeling this way, which was why I saw it in somebody else. And because of that, when you like, that is being unresponsible for Neal, because were I to be responsible, I noticed this thing, and because I noticed this thing, see, here's where judgment and discernment come in, because discernment can say, hey, boom, this is the way it is, and this is actually reality. But in this case, I was coming from a place of, I thought was discernment, but it was layered with judgment. So I was looking from a distorted lens. Anytime there's judgment in what's being communicated, there's distortion, which is what happened. And so if you have judgment inside of you, guess what? You're going to look out there and look at all them judgmental fucks that are judging the shit out of everybody. And they're judgmental fucks judging the shit out of everybody because the judgmental fuck is the one inside the one seeing it in everybody else. And in the everybody else, what it is it's actually inside of the person, and it's actually not out there, it's in here. And when somebody hears the term judgmental fuck and they're that, they either acknowledge it or are they communicate about it in some fashion, but it's only showing up because it's inside. And then so when that's transmuted to a loving energy, and you actually love yourself and you love other people, you look out there, and what do you see? You experience love through conversation. You experience love through experience, and nothing is changed out there. It's changed in here. It has changed out there, but not before it changed in here. As within, so without.